Hey, yeah, I'm having a few technical problems, but hopefully we're good now. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Do you hear me? Do you see? Do you see me and hear me? Hopefully. So, focus. Tonight I've got a special guest. Well, hopefully, I see she's in the chat. Maybe you can join me on the link that I sent you. Because I don't see you yet, Shawna. But until then, that's fine. We can chat. Let's see. We've got. Let me put these in so I can very quickly just hear what's going on. Okay, yeah. Who have we got in? I saw Josh was in. Good to see you, Josh. Let me get this microphone a little bit nearer, but not in the way of my face. That's the plan. There we go. Perfect. Perfecto. So, yeah. Let me see who we got in. Let me just quickly bring up the names. Volume's a bit low. Okay, let me just turn that up a little bit. Can you get on the link, Shawna, or not? Let's see what's going on. I see. My Wi-Fi and internet and everything just seemed to just die. Literally, bang on 9 o'clock. That was it. Dead. So I've rebooted everything, and I'm hoping that we're good. But let's see. I think we're good. Okay. So there's also a big event going on tonight in London. It's the Affiliate Gathering Social Night. So that's going to probably have a little effect on tonight's numbers. Okay, I will sort out the mic right now. Still figuring out the new mic here. Let's see what we got. I'm going to have to just turn around 2 seconds. Here we go. Let me just. There we go. I see. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? I think it is. I'm hoping it is. Because we need to get going. I'm going to transition, and then it's all going to be as good as new. Shawna, can you please click the link that I sent you in the email? Is it working? Was better when you was closer. This closer. It's the same mic, different camera. Okay, yeah, we're all good. Right. Let's go. Okay, she's here. Do you hear me? I think she hears me. I'll bring her on in a second. Let me just say, she's looking at the back of my head now, so that's probably not a good look for me. Here we go. Okay, good. Right, let me just quickly do some hellos, then I'll bring her on and we'll have a chat. And I'll get Shawna to introduce herself to you guys if you don't know of her. I'm sure you do. She's got a very good YouTube channel and Twitter. They're both in the description below, so you should definitely go check that out. But before then, let me say hello to some eaglers in the house. We've got Daniel in. We've got Doug lurking. How are you, Doug? I saw you streaming earlier. That looked like some interesting stuff you were doing with ChatGPT. Approaching it from a different angle, which I think is good. Rather than getting the AI to create content, getting it to assist you with content, like document structures and layouts and that kind of stuff. Look really good. Who else we've got in Eagler? Sue, of course, is back. Good to see you. Baz and CBA Marketeer. Daniel, as I said. Daniel's just gone. You still there, Daniel? Electronic Earnings is here. Fruitback Cat. Gaz, Graham, Helen. Good to see you, Helen. Oh, actually, no, Helen prefers a horn, doesn't she? What is going on with that horn? J. Paul Hendricks, Joanne's here. Phil is at the affiliate gathering, social London drinky doodies tonight, so he will get back to your message. I saw it earlier. I don't know what he's done with those colours. He'll get that sorted for you. Marcus is in. Mawix. Steve has just gone. And Walt is here. But anyway, without much further ado, let's see if we can bring Shawna in. Here we go. As if by magic. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
oh, I'm super pixelated. Am I pixelated for you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, do you see and hear me okay?
Yeah, you're like super clear for me, but I look super pixelated.
Yeah, you do. Let's hope that improves.
That's attractive.
I do need a better internet.
Right?
I need better internet here in Spain. But hopefully that will improve. So for those of people that don't know who you are, would you do a little introduction for me?
Yeah, I've been basically building sites, started with affiliate sites since like 2009. Actually, I started before that, but I had a day job until that period.
Yeah, so you're doing
I've just been doing that full time ever since, and that basically in the build flip model. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got fired from a few jobs doing sites. Yeah.
Really? What, they found out, did they?
Yeah, like basically I was getting my work done super fast and spending the rest of the day to work sites, and they didn't like that, so.
They never would. They don't want you to create some freedom. So that's interesting. So, and you've been doing it obviously ever since, for all the ups and downs and everything else. So you mentioned there that you like to flip websites. So rather than hold on to them and, keep hold of the income, you'd rather just sell them for a profit. Why is that?
Primarily to reduce my risk, but also because I use that to basically build up capital to make new site. It's an easy way to start small and then go up to bigger projects. So like, let's say you wanted to go into the VPN niche, but you're gonna need a lot of cash to compete. So build smaller sites first, get cash flow, then go into the VPN niche.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So where do you sell your sites? Do you have a preferred place to sell sites?
Yeah, for my big marketplace, I prefer Empire Flippers, but I do like private sales. I've sold on Flippa, I've sold through FEI, things like that. But basically, if I meet the minimum requirement, then I go.
Okay. Right, let me just turn myself up a little bit more. Everyone still says I'm too quiet. Me and microphones is just a bad combination. Let me just see. I thought I got it all figured out on Thursday. It's a new microphone. It's my third one recently. So have you been affected by any of the recent Google updates? I imagine everyone has. But yeah, in general, would you say your sites have been hit, or would you say that because you've got a portfolio, you've been relatively okay?
Yeah, I have around 30 sites. So in May of last year, I had 3 sites get hit, one of which was my oldest and largest site. So it was, complete by the book. just got decimated. I waited until October to see if that recovered on its own because I knew I'd done everything right. It didn't recover. I ended up splitting it out into like different smaller sites with only like 120 articles remaining on that original domain. And actually, just today, it seems to be reversing, which is kind of interesting.
Do you have any theories as to what on earth is going on with this? So, but that's great anyway. So only 10% of your portfolio was actually hit by Google. Were you able to see any kind of similarities across those three sites that may have been a reason why Google picked them up?
No, it didn't really make any sense to me at all. I talked with other people who got it as well, who had really old sites with tons of posts and already, and basically the only conclusion we had was that we were just collateral damage. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people tried to kind of piece some things together, looking at their sites, friends' sites, other sites, and just trying to, okay, well, there's a similarity there. They're running ads, maybe that's what it is, or they've got content that was created by this particular methodology. But yeah, I don't think there is any real pattern. I don't even think Google knows half the time. So how do you monetize your sites? Now, obviously, we met in person at Ezoic, so I'd imagine that Ezoic is part of the mix, but what other monetization things have you got going on?
Yeah, so right now I have sites on Ezoic and Mediavine. I have some just on AdSense as well. I also do affiliate to Amazon and other like niche down affiliate programs. I've done like courses through a site, digital products, things like that. So I'm pretty well diversified.
Bit of everything. That's good. You don't want all your eggs in one basket, of course. Now, I've just been neglecting the chat. Now, chat, I do have you in front of me now. So if you do have any questions, do put them in and I'll try to get them. And we'll try and ask as many as possible. Big experience on everything. You do a lot of SEO yourself, don't you? Reading your profile and stuff. You'd probably call yourself an SEO,
Yes.
would you? Yeah. That's like your core thing. Is that what you were doing before for the Man?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Was that your day job? No.
I was a
accounting.
senior financial analyst.
Okay. Well, that sounds
It was, yeah.
that sounds important. Senior financial analyst. What were you analyzing?
I knew you were going to say tragic because that's how it felt.
No, it sounds
I actually
important.
worked for Warner Brothers in Burbank.
Okay.
And yeah, so we did like basically royalty statements and stuff for consumer products.
I see. So what kind of analysis would you do? What's selling? What's not selling? I don't know. All that stuff? Analytics?
It was basically related to royalties. So, yeah, like if a Hermione doll sold in Mexico, then the Harry Potter franchise had to get like royalty statements for how much they got out of that cut. So there's a lot of stuff like that. And then people who were like making products that they got approved by Warner Brothers would come through there and we'd see that.
Okay, and then they'd obviously have to give Warner Brothers a chunk of everything they sold, yeah? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to SEO, because SEO is simple but also complicated, isn't it? How would you sum up SEO in a short soundbite?
Yeah, and constantly changing. Always be ready to pivot.
Always be ready to pivot, did you say?
Yeah,
There's like a real.
I mean, it's constantly changing. Google can't make up their mind.
Yeah. There's a real delay on the line. It's like talking on an old satellite phone. I ask a question and then I get your response about a few seconds later. It's slightly off-putting. I wonder, could you possibly restart your, I don't know, it's probably my end, but maybe just restart your browser or try the link in a different browser and we'll just see if we get a better connection. If not, then it's probably my end, but just to eliminate okay. How is it your end? Because, yeah, it is really blocky, isn't it? How are you guys finding it? Is the sound good? It's kind of choppy. Well, let me get to your questions anyway. Good. A lot of people are saying that the sound is better. I'm hoping it is. Question from CPA Marketeer. What age are your sites when you sell them? Okay, interesting. That's a good question. Hopefully she'll come back. Let's just wait. Have you got tea? Okay, here she is. She's back. Let's see what happens. I think that looks a little better.
Yeah, still a little pixelated, but
I don't know if it is the Spanish internet. I think it's probably more my Wi-Fi. Because there's fiber coming into the house, so that should be okay. I think it's what I do with it afterwards. That's my problem. Right, there was a question, anyway, from CPA Marketing. The question was, what age are your sites when you actually get around to selling them? Good question.
Typically around 2 years. I go more for dollar amount. So these days I'm shooting for $2,000 a month average.
Okay, because then you can, what's that going to be worth? 50 or 60,000, is it?
Yeah, roughly. Depending on if you're paying a commission.
Yeah. You still get like a 30 times multiplier?
Usually around 35x, but like if you're selling with Empire Flippers, they take 15% off the top. So. Yeah,
but you're more likely to sell. I mean, I know there's a number of Facebook groups and things where a lot of deals get done. Do you hang around in those?
I do. Those are a full lot of tire kickers, though, so I don't use them if I can help it.
So I guess that's the thing with an agency like Empire Flippers. They do all that due diligence and stuff on the buyers kind of for you, don't they? So when people do come forward as interested, they've got the money in the bank and they're ready to go. So maybe that 15% is worth it?
Right.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, I think they actually job for their money. I've used other services who also charge 15% that are not worth it. That's why I only recommend Empire Flippers. And I kind of don't like that they work for both the buyer and seller, but I think they kind of toe the line pretty good.
I see. Okay, so just while we're on the subject of SEO, what would you say to someone who said, I've been doing SEO, well, I think I've been doing SEO, what do I need to do to get my traffic going? And what would be the one thing that would spring to your mind, the one thing that someone could do that might actually move the needle a little bit, other than just, the general advice, which is, go and build links?
I mean, that really is what it all comes down to.
Okay.
Content, that user intent, and links, right?
Yeah. And in terms of actually getting some progress, you think links are still by far the most important?
Yeah, I think that people like to say you don't need them, but I not only need them to compete, but as we're losing more and more organic space on page 1, you really need more links to push you further up so that when someone finally does scroll through all of the Google junk, they actually see your site first.
Yeah, that's true. There is so much stuff now. And now when they start putting AI chatbots and stuff in there, I mean, there's not going to be any room, is there? Okay, so let me just follow up on that. How on earth do you build links? I mean, do you do it yourself or the outreach, or is it easier just to pay someone?
I do it primarily myself. I've gone through phases of paying people, but I just do the basics. I do Hero, I do guest post outreach, I do resource link building. Those are the things that I find work the best. The problem with guest post outreach, though, is like everyone and their brother's doing it now. So, bloggers are wise to it. So they basically have to pay for links more often than you used to. So.
Oh, right. They'll turn around and say, yeah, you can do a guest post, but it's going to be $50 or $100 or something. I don't know what the rate is.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and what was the other one you mentioned? Resource link building. That sounds interesting.
It can be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like resource link building. Let's say I do an article on, I don't know, something like dog bite statistics. So then I
Okay.
will go and find like EDU sites, government sites, and things like that that link out to similar types of topics. Let them know I have research, ask to be included on their list of resources.
And then is that successful? Well, I guess you create a fantastic post around all that data so that they just can't not link.
Yeah, it actually works quite well. I've worked in the water sports niche for several years, and especially on that niche. So, like, say you find a whitewater rafting tour company, you get some stats on that. You reach out to them, you get on their page and every other whitewater rafting tour page. So you get a lot of hyper niche relevant links. So even though a lot of those are kind of like low authorities, they're local businesses, you get that topical relevance boost that really benefits you.
Wow. Yeah, that's fantastic. And this is something that seems to be a recurring theme. A lot of people talk about basically getting a lot of data that's already out on the web and just getting it together, putting it into a nice article using tables, graphs, whatever, just to make that data really sing. And in fact, it was niche site lady who, one of her tweets yesterday or the other day, which got over 500 or 600 retweets, was using ChatGPT to assist you with the correlation of that data. Which kind of leads me on to AI. How are your thoughts of the feelings on AI at the moment?
I spent a long time hating it because I feel like it's essentially just old school content spinning, but I have embraced the inevitable.
Yeah.
I recently just signed up for several tools. I have an AI site like everyone else, which is doing way better than any of my other sites in terms of growth. So I am like evolving more into using it, and I have actually stopped outsourcing content because I don't really see the sense of me paying someone, 8 cents a word to use ChatGPT when I can use it for free.
Well, I mean, that's the thing now. It's really difficult to know if your writers are using it. I'm sure most writers are, because you would, wouldn't you, I guess? And the AI detector tools, they're useless, so how do you know? I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, embrace the AI. I see Doug's embracing it as well now. He was fighting it to start with. I embraced it from the first. But an AI, I guess everyone's jumping on the AI. I think that is a great opportunity. And I said it the other week. If you want to get onto YouTube or if you want to set up a site, if you can start doing AI videos, I probably should do more myself. But, just around like prompts or usage or, just ideas on how you can use it in creative ways, you're just going to get a ton of traffic right now.
Oh, for sure.
Right, let me go through the crowd. Oh, hello, Mon Van Up, even if I can speak. And hello, Michelle. Good morning to you in Australia. Here is one from Jonathan, who's also in Spain. Do you prioritize topical authority in your content strategy? Not quite sure what he means by that. What do you think he means by that?
100%.
So to people like me and others...
Topic clusters. I try to build out all of
clusters.
Top clusters.
Okay, because this is something I've started to do on my site, Best Corn Popper, which is obviously a really bad example of how to create a website. But yeah, I've now, because we've written everything about popcorn that we can really think of, but some of the topics they can be broken down. So we're going to try that. And then when you've got a topic cluster, do you just link everything together, or are the links kind of maybe more targeted on what you deem to be the most important article within that cluster?
I don't link everything together. I try to make sure everything in the lower part of the cluster links back to the top post, which is the pillar post. That's going to be like my mega keyword that I have no chance in hell of ranking for without all of the other supporting articles. And then I strategically link and sure if it makes sense.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I've got this one keyword that has got huge volume on it, and the chances of me ranking are very slim. But that's the aim, to create content around that topic and kind of link it towards the pillar post. Okay. Electronic Earnings pays 1 cent a word. Wow, your writer must be good. Daniel asks, is your process of building up a site to sell generally the same?
Yes, so just starting with the same basics. And one thing that I do that a lot of sites I don't think do is I make sure that I leave opportunities for buyers. So I started a really large gaming website a couple of years ago, and I purposely put no display ads on it because I knew it would be a good opportunity. And then the site sold in like 2 days of that. So that if you're looking into getting into flipping, definitely make sure you think in advance, what opportunities can I offer someone so my site will sell fast.
Okay, but then how would you value the site when it doesn't have that kind of monetization?
The site was making about 2,500 from affiliates from Wayfair and Amazon because it was based on
Okay,
like home game room type of gaming. I
yeah,
also, one thing that I do with a lot of my site, contact e-commerce brands and sell sponsorships on the site, so it had that revenue as well.
right. So you could get a good value on it, and then you could say as well you can stick his Zoic on or Mediavine or whatever, and you can make even more money pretty much overnight.
Right. Yep.
Andreas, snooping around, says it would be cool to hear more about your AI site. So yeah, what kind of thing are you doing? Are you doing like tutorials? Are you
Okay.
doing reviews?
So it started with an Otis domain we got for like $1,500. It's in the food niche. So it's 100% informational posts so far. What I did actually last year was I bought 200 articles from Rocket Content AI, and the quality was not that great, but it was a test, so I did it. Some of those started ranking, most of them did not. I've used Jasper, I've used Copy AI, ScaleNet, and ChatGPT, of course. And then the content's kind of all over the place. It's just food, so it includes things like, can you freeze barbecue sauce to top 10 cheeses from Spain. So it's kind of all over the place. It's basically a way for me to test not only different types of keywords, because I have a lot of sites in general, like food niche.
Okay, I got the wrong end of the stick there. I thought you were creating a site in the AI niche, but yeah, you're creating a site with AI, which is exactly what I'm doing right
Oh,
now.
no, no, no.
Yeah, because there's some big commissions to be earned on some of those AI products. But yeah, I'm doing that as well. My site is Can You Wash It, which is basically all about whether you can wash stuff and just trying to churn out as much content as possible, and also short content, because I've got a theory now that the old rule of your article needs to be 1,000 words, 1,500 words, 2,000 words is completely out the window, because no one wants to read 2,000 words on can you wash your Converse in the washing machine. They just want to know yes or no, and if it's yes, maybe a 5-step guide, something like that. So yeah, that's doing actually really well. I've just seen today that
In my experience, short form content has actually. Oh,
sorry, carry on.
Go
We're
ahead.
talking. Yeah, the delay is quite hard to have a conversation, but I'm just going to pause after every time I say something.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, in my experience with short form content, it's been like, I would say maybe a year and a half now that I've been able to rank in a variety of niches with short form content. I think the key, at least with my testing, is you put an answer or kind of like a very close hint to the answer in the opening paragraph. That kind of helped do it. One niche of this is really easy to do and is gaming. So if someone's like asking for tips on a new game or something, you can crank out, the post a day. You can get crazy traffic doing that for different video games.
Wow. Wow. We'll talk about your gaming in a minute. That's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've found it works really well, and short content is ranking really well. I just realized we got ranked today on Can You Wash? I can't remember what it was. Something obscure. But it kind of, that leads me on to another question that I've got here from Jonathan, which is something I'm very interested at, because with the AI content, in theory, you can crank out content like a machine, or even with a machine. So what kind of rate are you able to publish at? And what kind of rate do you aim to publish at?
Right now, I'm doing about 10 posts a day. So one of those tools that I mentioned before, I'll run the content through it, then I'll pop it into Quillbot on the creative setting, kind of rewrite it so that it looks more human. Then I'll just pop it straight on the site. I'm not really doing any actual editing of it at all, though.
Oh, so is Quillbot, is that like Grammarly?
Not really. I think it does do some grammar stuff, but it's basically like a rewriter or a rephraser. So it has a few different settings that you can use. But in my experience, the creative setting is the one that makes it look the most human.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out. So let's go on to some more bigger questions, which is, I've got one here from Philip. I don't know. Shorten your name unnecessarily. Do you think information blogs will die in the next year or two? I mean, if we've got AI chatbots in the search and everyone is just using ChatGPT and Jasper and all the others, what is even the point of having an information site? Are they going to die?
I think the people who have built a business on just sites that are answering questions kind of similar to can you wash it? I think if you have sites that are just like that, where you don't have real expert answer it, you only need like a short answer. I think people who have sites just like that are going to be in for a lot of hurt, because I do think those types of sites are going to die.
Oh, good. Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, the problem we have is, I mean, I do at least check the content, is that sometimes the robots get the facts wrong.
That's true, but in the same, thought, Wikipedia has incorrect information. Sometimes people still use it, so I don't think people who aren't knowledgeable in the subject are going to know that it's wrong.
So on the flip side, what kind of sites do you think are going to succeed over the next few years?
I think the sites that are going to have the least risk are going to be the things where you're going to actually need an expert. So let's say I'm renovating my house and I want to know how to hang some drywall, and I want to know that I'm getting the right information because it matters. Those types of sites are going to thrive. I think like crafting sites, people who actually do the projects on their site, maybe sell tutorials and things like that, I think those sites are going to thrive. I think in some respect, we're going to see like cooking recipe sites and travel sites thrive. But I do think there could be some losses, because you can get good enough information from things like ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, regards to travel, I think still with travel and probably food, to have that human experience and input is useful, especially at maybe travel, but also food, I think. I think it's going to lead to more video content being consumed, possibly, because at least you know that is a real human then.
Yeah, I've actually been banging the YouTube for niche sites drum since late last year, so it's kind of crazy now that everyone has jumped on this bandwagon. I do think even for sites that are going to suffer from the AI stuff, that YouTube is the way to kind of like lift your site right now and keep it afloat. But you can actually make video with AI. So the next question we have is, how long are YouTube channels going to thrive for site owners, especially if they're faceless, which is what I primarily do? I think the people who want to be face of the channel, they're going to be the ones who in the long term, say 5 to 10 years are still around.
Yeah, because then you know they're real. And yeah, although you can, at the moment, you can tell those AI voices, but maybe in the future they'll be so good that we won't be able to tell.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through a few more questions. In fact, I've got a big question for you, which again is kind of, it's not particularly technical, but you said you put 10 articles up a day if you can. What does your daily routine look like? Are you committed to putting a certain number of hours in? Do you just go into the office, shut the door and put your head down? Or how does it work for you? What does a day look like?
It's completely random. Since I have so many sites, I try to rotate out sites that I work on. And so in a typical month, I'll say, my goal is to get X number of articles up on the site. If I do more than that, that's good. If not, that's fine. I have to try to leave time for, problems that arise, or if I'm working on some content and, I can't use AI to write it because I'm just not getting good enough stuff for the test site and things like that. But, I also right now, like I said, I'm making YouTube videos for my site, so I'm trying to work that in as well. So I wouldn't say I have a structured day. Some days I'll take 3 hours for lunch, like I'm Spanish, even though you're the one in Spain. But yeah, it just really varies.
Yeah. Okay. So you have your goals and you kind of work. You don't have a structured 9 to 5. Get dressed and go in. I think your first line actually on your About Us is that you do SEO in your pajamas. So there's none of that getting dressed or whatever. Just fire up the laptop, I guess, and get stuff done when you want, in the evening, in the morning, whatever. Which is why we do this, isn't it? To have that flexibility. Okay. There's a bit of buffering, I think. There's one trouble with Spain. No, I'm not going to blame the Spanish. Statistically, they have the fastest internet, one of the fastest internets in Europe. Maybe not down in the south. Okay. Right, I'm just going to scroll down. I have missed a lot of questions. If I miss your question, just say it again, and hopefully we'll get to it. Steve says, wow, 10 articles a day. How about SEO and spending time crafting the H2s, then going out searching images relevant to the articles and editing them, etc.? Well, from what you just said, it sounds like you don't spend too long doing that because you're using AI a lot to help you, I guess. But sometimes articles, I guess, do need more, and it's going to be less than 10 a day.
Right. So, like for the pure eyesight, you can like server or even scan phrase, whatever your tool of choice is, where you basically can see all of the issues that some page runner uses. Basically, kind of copy those over, write them if you want. That's the way I do it. I have accounts at FreePic, Deposit Photos, and Canva, which is where I pull my photos. So I don't spend a lot of time stressing about that.
No. Okay, fair enough. Jonathan asked, does Shawna try to tick all the EEAT boxes? I mean, if you've got that many sites, are you the face of all those sites? How do you deliver some authority to those sites?
I think I'm only the face of 3 of the sites so far. Their site I plan to hold for the long term, so I don't really care if you find them, I actually did some part-time work as a Google writer back in like 2012. So I have intimate knowledge of what EAT was, how they've added the extra E. But basically, I know what a joke it is, and I know how little time the Google writers have to actually check to see if someone is an authority. So I think it's basically a joke, so I don't really worry about it. Some of my sites have random WeWork addresses on them just for test purposes, but I don't really see any negative or positive benefits for doing that. If I was trying to create a site, I don't know, in health, maybe I might go the extra miles to cover my ass, but it's honestly not something that I worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tried that by getting phone numbers and addresses and adding them to sites, and I've not seen any difference. I think I'll probably cancel them. Okay. You think there might be a big download in the house? Really? Let me just check that. Hang on 2 seconds. You might be right. Just curl myself in. No, there's no downloads going on. No downloads. If only it was that simple. Okay, let's take a few more. It's not raining in Spain, Doug. That'd be perfect, Shawna, if you could do a video for the questions. Obviously, the chat will replay afterwards. Here we go. One from Chef's Travel. That's an interesting one. Is it worth having interesting posts just to keep traffic on your site, even though the title has no chance of ranking?
In the past, I would have said yes, but I'm a bit shy these days because of that helpful content update. That makes me think if we have too many articles on our site that aren't bringing in traffic, that might actually end up hurting us.
Interesting thought. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Fruitbat Cat, thanks for sticking with. Yeah, the technology has been terrible tonight. We'll have to get you back again in a few weeks when maybe it'll be better. But it seems whenever I do a stream, it does seem to want to. So I'm gonna get an office. That's my plan. I need to get an office because the children and everything here, this house is not. It's not big enough. I have to keep my daughter out of her bedroom just to do this. But it was better when I used to do it up on the roof. Maybe I'll go back on the roof. The weather's getting better now, so I could do that. All right, well, let's go for another 5 minutes, and then we can maybe do a giveaway for some WP Eagle merch if you're up for that. Do click the like button. That really does stop me out. Okay, there's a question here I see from Marcel that we missed, and you've already mentioned that you've had domains from ODYS. Is it foolish to start on a fresh domain? He asks.
No, I still start just as many projects on fresh domains as aged ones. For me, what I am most interested in is a brand new domain. So I try to look for an aged domain first. If I can't find what I like, then I start with the fresh one. I 301 some domains to fresh ones as well. Another thing that I like to consider is how easy is it going to be to build my own backlinks in this niche. If I think it's going to be a challenge or if it's going to be really expensive, then we'll definitely go for an aged domain.
Okay. And I guess it's very hard to measure, but your gut feeling tells you that aged domains are worth the money?
100% if the links are there. I think a lot of people make the mistake of just seeing a dim as a high bar, not actually checking the backlink profile. So for me, what I like to see are links that are hard to get, like I can't actually pay for them, but primarily also hyper niche relevant links. I would rather have a low DR age domain with tons of niche relevant links than one that has, tons of links from like the New York Times and like that.
DR, we used to have PageRank. That disappeared. Do you think DR is a valid metric?
We know that it's something that made up by Ahrefs. So I just kind of use it as a guide. Just like if I see that it's high, and I'll say, oh, I should check out their backlink profile and see if it's actually legit or not. It's easy to game DR, which I'm sure you know. So it's not the all end all.
No, okay. More niche relevant, niche specific links are probably better than a high DR, as you said. So that's good. Do you hide your domain name purchases from your partner? Asked Baz. Like, have you got an embarrassing number of domains registered?
No, I don't. No, she knows that I'm basically addicted to buying domains that I will never ever work on. So.
How many domains do you think you have registered?
I think there's like 210 in a name silo account, probably about 20 age domains on GoDaddy, and maybe a similar amount in Namecheap. I'm not sure.
So what's the plan for them? Just like when you're bored one morning, you just look through and go, oh, that might be a good site, and then just start it?
Well, it's funny because I have a domain that I bought 2 years ago, and then just like a month ago, I was like, oh my God, this would be an amazing site for a YouTube channel. So now I'm building that out.
Good. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. Electronic Earnings has got about 100 domains, which is pretty impressive. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to computer. Let's do a giveaway. The technology has made this slightly painful, but you've shared some great information with us. Let's transition. Let's do a giveaway and see what happens. Okay. Let me see if I can bring you in here.
Am I still pixelated just for you?
Yeah. Yeah, you are a little.
I'm still pixelated. Yeah.
And YouTube says that it's not receiving video enough. I wonder what it is. What it is. Could just be me. I don't know. Let me see if I can get you.
I'm ready to have a huge windstorm here. So.
Oh, really? Sounds fun. Do I need to add like a placeholder here? Overlay. New camera overlay? Guest. Yeah. Hey, there you are. You're looking a little square. Yeah. I've just found the new, the round one, the circle. Look at that. That looks, it can't be the circle. There we go. Let's put you there. Perfect. Perfect. Right. So if you would like, let's put some music on. If you would like some WP Eagle merch, I can't, well, I don't know about popcorn. Phil's on the beer with Carl. Oh, I've got something on really big. So we'll just do merch tonight. If you'd like something, just say something in the chat right now. And you got 10 seconds. Growing potatoes on a balcony. Need to alter me latency. It's normally fine. It's normally fine. So I don't know if it's a setting. I think it's just, I don't know. The power adapters, I don't know. So when streaming it says at 1:8:20. I don't know. More merch, Steve. Has your t-shirt arrived? Oh, it looks like it. Look at the his avatar there. He's got the mug. He's got the t-shirt. You can't win again. That's just not fair. Okay. Let's get the wheel of names up. So, just while I'm doing this, you mentioned tools. You still paying for Ahrefs because it's really expensive now, isn't it?
Yes, I don't want to be, but I still am.
Have you not? You've not tried any of those? I've just recently taken on SEMrush or SEMrush. I don't know how they like me to say it, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, I have that one as well. I also have the Mangles tool set.
Oh, yeah.
But I always find myself using Drafts, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you stick with what you know, what works for you. Okay. It's just far too expensive. And then you have to pay as you use it as well. Seems a little bit excessive. Right. Have we got everyone in? Zach, you nearly slipped through the net there. Here we go. Bit of drum roll. Who's it going to be? The anticipation. Just checking everyone's there. Oh. Jonathan, no, maybe, could be. Oh no. Marcel, thank you for your question earlier. You've won. You won some WP Eagle merch if you'd like something. Just let me know. Go to WPEagle.com and yeah, choose something. Okay, let's go back to the camera and we'll wrap all this up. Okay, well, maybe I need to get better internet. I don't know. But it's been great. Thanks for joining me. Sorry for your choppy connection. Are you still there? Do you hear me?
It was fun, even though I look pixelated.
Yeah. If you're in a smaller circle, it's better, I guess. Yeah, let's catch up. We can maybe try a recorded video sometime soon. I think that might be fun if you're up for that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, where I ask you some questions, we chat and we record it, and then we could do it on like Zoom or Google or something that doesn't have pixely problems. But yeah, I'd also like you back on for another live stream as well, if you're up for that, maybe in a month or two.
Sounds good.
It's good. Well, you've still got the whole day ahead of you, I think. I mean, it must be only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, is it?
But yeah, just grab lunch and decide if I'm going to work or not.
Oh, yeah, I know those decisions. They're such hard decisions to make. Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Have you published any articles today?
Just one.
Oh, well, you've got another 9 more to do, so I think you're going to be coming back after lunch. Maybe. See how it goes. All right. Check out all Shawna's stuff. The links are below. There's a link to her Twitter and her YouTube. She's got a website as well called Skip Blast. I was going to ask, where does that name come from?
I just randomly made it up. There's a site called 12 Skip that I had